to my healing world. My name is Monica. I am Collagen Babe and I live in Vancouver, BC, Canada. Welcome to my garden. I am here for the full moon in Aries, the super full moon, because it's the closest that the moon is to the earth in proximity, and it will be one of many in the next year. I guess we're pretty close to the moon right now. And we are also in the harvest moon, for when all the farmers are pulling in all their crops after a long summer of growth and making their fields clear for the winter that is fast approaching. Can you just feel the time is just ripping through? I am allowing myself to rest. I always have. I have 15 concussions. I have bleeding hemorrhoids. Basically, I am a 65-year-old woman, and I have to resign myself to taking care of myself. I spent 20 years massaging people and advising them on their health, and now I have to live my own words. And I can feel that the world is also in the same pattern as I am. I spent the day today actually at the beach getting sun on my body, vitamin D, with my friend Shannon. Shannon and I go back a long time. We were both masseuses for Vita Spa in Vancouver at the Sutton Hotel, and so we made great friends at that time. And she moved off to Jamaica, and I moved up to Whistler, and so we kind of lost our connection. And now we've actually come full circle. I have my hemorrhoids, and Shannon's dealing with thyroids. And so we both come together in this common ground of playing with carnivore. In my case, when I eat meat, my bleeding hemorrhoids stop. I actually have an appointment to see my doctor because I haven't seen her in 3 years, because I was able to do my own correction and find something that stopped the bleeding. I had bleeding for 3 years, and so luckily I pray and I affirm and I test everything out so that I know where my path is going. And the full moon in Aries is a time to let's go. It's like, you know, it's a charge. Aries is the god of war, so taking charge and going forward, assured of my choices. And Shannon called me about in the winter last year and asked me about carnivore, because this is actually my second year going into my third year, which is what Sally K. Norton says is the worst of the detox, of the oxalates, the crystals that actually inflame our tissue. This is when, if you're eating a high protein, low carb schedule, you will start feeling the detox coming in. My detoxes are show up with little rashes, little kind of like crystal rashes that come out through my skin. Mine is along my gallbladder meridian. Look that up. And across the top of my shoulders. And I was actually on the beach talking to Shannon as we were getting our vitamin D session. We were talking about, you know, she feels her itchiness through the upper torso here. And so we all detox in our own unique way. I wanted to say, follow me on my social media. I'm Cosmic Mom 1999, and I am on Facebook. And I'd love to have anybody else talk to me about their carnivore oxalate detox regime, and see if anyone else has the same kind of reactions. Because the thing is that we are all bodies. We're all human bodies. We're unique human bodies, and we all have reactions. And Sally K. Norton, she studied rheumatoid arthritis for probably 30 years before she realized that oxalates were a big part of the inflammation cascade. Inflammation and histamine reaction, the inflammation, the irritation, the allergic reaction that our bodies go through when we eat something that doesn't agree with our tissue. And that's the whole thing. We have to eat for our tissue, not for what the supermarket wants us to eat, not for what the restaurants want us to eat, not from the wine cellars and the liquor stores. If I go into a supermarket at this point, I only go to the meat department. I only buy the meat that is within my price range and on sale and cheap, because I'm a single mom. I've been a single mom for 25 years. And so the habit is ingrained with me, is that, how do I create an optimized diet on a budget? And luckily for me, eating meat is cheaper than anything I've ever spent my money on. I was a organic vegetarian for 20 years. That was really expensive. And the expensive was in my health. I mean, I had bad periods, I had teeth that wanted to fail, I had hair that shed, dry, fragile, could never grow it long because it would start, if I was under any kind of stress, it would fall out. I had 50, I had the results of my 20 years of vegetarianism was I needed more protein. And then when I turned 55, I had whiplash, concussion, and my mom died in the same 6-month period. And so it was a great shock for my body, and my hair started falling out at that point. And 60, I fell on my face in Bali, and it took me 2 months to get home, and a lot of stress, because I really felt like I was almost died, right? It was the second time I actually had a concussion coma. First time was when I was 7, and then the second time was in Bali. So I share these stories just to see if I can find anybody who has commonality with me. Have a great day wherever you are. Get back to me. Love you all so much. Here's me doing a fire offering for my relatives. I'm burning money. I'm burning gold and silver bullion. I'm burning hair as an offering.